begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good. And before we begin the meeting, I'm just going to announce that the Board of Supervisors had an executive session on May 1st. 2025, and we discussed potential litigation and land preservation. Yay, my favorite. Anyhow, so I'm going to open with public comment. Anyone have some public comment? No? Okay. Board's announcements. The Family Fun Concert Series is going to begin on June 19th, and we always have ice cream sandwiches or an ice cream treat at the first concert in Hansel Park from 7 to 9. The Red Cross Blood Drive is June 24th from 2 to 7 here in the Buckingham room of the Township building. You can call 800 Red Cross to schedule your appointment. My favorite day, Buckingham Township Annual Day in the Park, better known as Hot Dog Day, is scheduled for Thursday, June 26, 2025, from 11 to 2 in Hansel Park. And there's lots of games and fun things for kids to do and grown-ups to have fun with their kids, and hot dogs for everybody. Hot dogs all around.
I think we're piggybacking.
Or what?
It's going to be a little bit more spruce than normal because of Buckingham 325.
Correct.
We're going to be spruced.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's going to be
a
enhanced.
spruced up hot dog.
It's going to be more enhanced.
Okay.
More than 600 hot dogs.
Yes.
No.
Even more hellish.
We're gonna have sauerkraut this year.
And to Paul's point, Buckingham 325, we've been having really great, informative, interesting events. We're actually going to talk about land preservation and do an event in September. So we're looking forward to that.
Yep.
And anything else you'd like to add?
No, just like the staff and the committee is doing a great job. We have events every month for 325. Just such interesting stuff about our area in Buckingham, and the speakers have been great. And you know, we're only halfway through it, so we have it's just the 325 celebration continues, and it's excellent.
Okay. Anything else, folks?
No, thank you.
Fellas? Okay. No. And someday, summer is going to come to Buckingham.
Yeah.
So,
One of these days.
So we'll move to number 3, and I'm going to do A and B together because it's the same contract number BT 23-01, and I'm going to move that we approve payment request number 7 and number 8 to Durstein Company LLC for work completed on the pump station generators and upgrade phase 3. Request number 7 is for $121,500, and request number 8 is $19,000, and I move that we approve those 2 payments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and of course, this is paid. These expenses are paid for from water customers, water and wastewater customers. Number C. I move that we approve payment number 4 to GS Developers for work completed on the Cold Spring Fieldstone Water Interconnect Project, General Contract BT 24-02, in the amount of $66,359.70.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And well, you know, just wanted to say that this is a good project, the interconnection. It's just going to help all our water customers, and it's a great thing.
Yep. Number D, I move that we approve payroll dated April 24th, 2025, May 8th, 2025, and May 22nd, 2025, and the bill list for the meeting of May 28th, 2025 in the amount of $1,391,000. $730.73.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Number 4, I move that we approve the draft supervisor minutes from the April 23rd, 2025 work session and the April 23rd, 2025 regular business meeting.
Second.
Questions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 5, I move that we accept for inclusion in the township records various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes. This meeting, minutes being the building and zoning monthly statistics, April 2025, and the safety committee minutes of April 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 6, I move that we consider approving resolution number 2651, a resolution of Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the submission
Thank you, Rich.
of a
Thanks, Tom.
financial assistance application to the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority, that is PennVest, and that is for Hearthstone, the PFAS treatment. Really important grant.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 8. This is Penn's purchase, and I move that we reapprove Penn's purchase to major subdivision plan, Township File SA 2018-03, in order that the plans can be recorded. There are fees due on this, so I'm going to actually amend my motion that we approve this pending payment of the fees that are owed.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 9. Well, we're whipping along. I move that we approve the request for land development waiver submitted by Consolidated Pipe and Supply at 4210 Birdhouse Hill Road, tax map parcel 06004-015-001.
Second.
Questions? Anybody comments?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a comment after.
I have a question, Maggie. Can you just clarify what the waiver is?
Did you have something to say?
No, afterwards.
Did you-
I was actually going to speak on it.
Yeah.
I'll go first. So they have a small concrete pad on the front of their entrance. It's like their entrance ramp, and then they also have a small existing deck on the back, and they want to put a portico in the front and the back. So there's no impervious surface. There's no anything like that. So the staff all thought it was a perfect waiver for it, but since it's attached to the building, it has to go through the waiver process. So that's what it is.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
While we have a few moments too, I was going to say number 7. We jumped right.
Oh, I'm sorry, and that's what you were showing me.
Yes.
Okay, I apologize, I was whipping through. Number 7, I make a motion that we agree to the developer's request for extension of the time within to complete improvements set forth in the land development contract for, no wonder I skipped this.
Because you
The Bucks.
skip this every time, because it's
The Bucks County
12
Airport
years old.
Authority.
It's 12 years old.
The Bucks County Airport
No,
Authority.
it's more than that. It's 22 years old.
Yes, it is.
yes,
Bucks County
22 years
Airport
old.
22. Township file.
I was just 3 years old.
Township file, LD 2003. You know what that means? It was filed in 2003. Anyway, anybody agree that we should accept their request for extension?
I'll second that one.
Okay. Questions or comments? Sorry to throw shade on the airport.
Yeah, but this is.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks.
And we're gonna keep going, because our hearing is not
22
scheduled till
years.
7, and we have to, we cannot do anything till 7.
First time I did that.
So, let's see, you did the waiver. We'll go jump to 11. I move that we recommend preliminary final approval of the Bone Ganser Willie lot line change. Revised plan dated 4/15/2025, Township File SA 2025, really current, 01. It's at Ashmill Road, 230, and 3233 Indian Walk and 3229 Indian Walk in the Ag 2 district. Dan?
And
well,
we have
And
the
Mr. Duffy
Oh,
here.
good, there we go, I need a second.
representing, and
I thought you were just
so,
gonna make the motion and.
you have to do a little more work.
Now, I opened it up and I looked at the plan and I was like, I need a little explanation here.
I've been told if we're still pending in 12 years, then.
Or 22.
22.
Like the airport, yeah.
Good evening, Tim Duffy from Hill Wallach. I'm here on behalf of Michael and Andy Bone, who are here, and George and Lisa Ganser as well, and Tyler, Willie, and Ann Stratton, who own these properties. I'll just briefly summarize that there are 3 lots here. The Bones and the Gansers are next to each other. They're on Indian Walk, which is right off the Mechanicsville Road. They're the 2 lots in the back of the neighborhood, and they back up to a property owned by Mr. Willie and Ms. Stratton. At the back of the Bone and Ganser properties is a fence that's been there for many years, and it was treated for all these years as the property line. Once it was determined a couple of years ago that it was not actually the property line, the parties spent some time negotiating the terms of a settlement agreement, and as part of that agreement they agreed, yes, we will officially recognize this as our property line. So that's why we're here. We're asking for a lot line change that essentially recognizes the lot line to be what they recognized to be for many years. There are going to be no improvements to the properties, no changes, no nothing. Just leaving the fence where it is, and that's the new property line. With that, I can run through the review letter, if you'd like.
Sure.
Go through there.
That'd be good.
Which, I'm sorry, won't take until 7 o'clock, but
We're trying.
We could ask
It's
you a bunch of
okay,
questions.
there's a few other things.
Yeah, if you see me do this, it's just stretch it out.
And I'm making reference to Light Engineering's May 19, 2025 review letter.
Right.
Comment 2.1 is a will comply with regard to delineating the open space. And just by way of background, when the subdivision was laid out back in 1976, they laid out on all 10 lots, an area about 10 feet deep around the entire perimeter of each lot. It was designated as open space for agricultural uses, which essentially has been lawns since 1976. There is a garden shed in the back of one of the properties that's used for those agricultural purposes, namely taking care of the lawn, taking care of the gardens. And I think that the comment was seeking the board's recognition that the garden shed is consistent with an agricultural use of the nature that transpires here. Looking at the technical drafting issues in section 3.7, to identify that on the plan, that's a will comply. Comment 3.10, clarifying areas A and B, which is the legal description for the areas that are being conveyed from the Willie and Stratton lot to the Gansers and Bones, and that is a will comply. Comment 3.13, asking for legal descriptions for the consolidated lots, that's a will comply. Comment 3.18, this concerns all the notarizations and signatures, and that's a will comply. We also have 4 waiver requests under the saldo. Essentially, given the fact that this is a lot line change with no improvements, that's generally what supports these waivers. The first was under section 6.4.A5 and 6.4B12, with regards to the legend on the plan showing all existing and proposed monumentation. We've asked for a partial waiver from this requirement to allow the legend to bear only those features that are within the vicinity of the proposed lot line changes, and not throughout the whole entire neighborhood. And Mr. Bray has indicated that they would support that waiver request. The second waiver is under saldo 6.4.B6, which again requires, it's a partial waiver, with regard to showing the impervious surface calculation, parking requirements, and other data. To the extent that they're not directly impacted by a lot line change, which adds a little bit of area to the properties, we've asked for a partial waiver in that respect. The third waiver is from saldo 6.4.B7, requiring photographs of the site to be subdivided, and a location and description of current land uses. Again, given the fact that these properties are residential, they're going to continue to be residential, we're asking for a waiver there. We do have photographs of the garden shed. If anyone is interested in what the garden shed looks like, we have them for you. Otherwise, we'd ask for a partial waiver. Finally, a waiver from saldo 6.4.B15, that we show all significant features within 200 feet of the site. Again, given the limited nature of this project, recognizing a new lot line where one already exists, we're asking for a waiver from that section as well. And I believe all of them have the support of the township engineer.
And I know this sounds like an obvious question, but I ask this not for us, but for the protection of my residents. Everybody knows that when this happens, going forward, anything they need to do abides by, like I see you're moving they're moving the shed, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw that. Right, yeah, so anything going forward, like, oh, we want to do a new structure in the future, like, it's going to be with the new lot line, setbacks and so forth. So, you know what I'm trying to say, or am I being Italian too confusing? Like, in other words, when it moves, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
They're not grandfathered into anything with this, so.
Right.
And the intent is that they will move the shed as it needs to be moved to get it, in compliance with their ordinances, which is just 5 feet from the property line. Right now, it's sitting on the property.
I say that for their protection, I just want to
And
make
the
sure.
paperwork indicates that once you move the shed,
Yeah,
you can't move it.
correct, that's my point.
They don't have a
Yeah, okay.
At the planning commission meeting, we talked about adding a note to the plan that specified that.
And that's what they've added
Yeah.
since then, yes.
All right.
I mean, they're not giving up their rights to go to the zoning hearing board for everything, but anything up front, I just want to make sure that.
And again, to repeat what Ms. Duffy has mentioned, it's a garden shed that we probably all have in our yard, or our neighbors do. It's right now on the existing property line between Ganser and Bone. It doesn't really impact the Willie Stratton property, so it's really just a movement of getting it off of the property line as they need it.
I'm not even worried about that. I was talking about like if someone wants to build an addition on the side of their house, like setbacks change.
All that stuff, they would still need to comply. Again, this is as simple of a process as we have in our ordinances for lot line change, and this is exactly what the process is for. So,
Looks good.
I think it's nothing to stretch out any longer than you need to.
We have 10 minutes. I have one.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go.
We got the plans yesterday, so that's why you guys don't have an official review from us in front of you.
That's fine.
But in reviewing it today, there is the waiver for the information I need to provide in the zoning table. But the zoning table does provide some information about a few area and dimensional requirements, and it notes some existing nonconformities. One of the area dimensional requirements is lot size, which in the district now is 1.8 acres. But the 2 residential units are 35,000 square foot lots, roughly. But that's not noted as an existing nonconformity, but my understanding is that it is. Dan, you can.
Yeah, I think you
noted
can,
as
we can have
Put a
that,
note.
I think we can put an asterisk on there. and
Yeah,
put around
just so it's
quantity, yeah.
consistent with the rest of the table.
That would be good
that's
to
fine.
document.
And everybody, is there new impervious surfaces that get recalculated?
If anything, the 2 lots that are non-conforming are actually increasing.
They're
They're
gaining
increasing
land.
land
Yeah,
size, so
exactly.
all of the provisions that exist as they are today will actually get better.
Okay, yeah,
So,
okay, good. I just want to make sure we protect them, that's why I'm asking this
Yeah,
question.
yeah. And again, they would be subject to any new ordinances, which is why they're getting hit with, the non-conformity, because at the time, subdivision was originally approved, it was a smaller lot requirement, so.
This wasn't Madeline's property, was it?
Beck,
No.
it was, the Willie Stratton is the old Beck property,
Yeah, okay.
and then Indian
Madeline.
Walk is the.
Yeah, I know Indian Walk, because
Right. Yeah.
Madeline lived back there, and, like one house up. Okay.
You say the old Beck property?
It says the Lily and Beck,
Yeah.
the big
Yeah.
property that
Indian Walk, right.
Willie and Stratton's bought a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
that survey was what probably discovered the encroachment.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All will
Laurie,
comply.
add to the motion.
Yeah, I think the only thing that,
We'll comply
I
with
was gonna
those.
make a note, but Lou kind of beat me to it, that you hadn't gotten the planning commission's review yet, because you'll need that to get it recorded, so, obviously, any comments that come
Just
from
make it
the
conditional.
planning commission would be.
From township or?
No, from the county.
From the county.
So, you would just need a condition
Okay.
upon agreeing to make any changes, which nothing seems to be significant.
Right.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Yeah,
Wait,
second.
hold on.
No, you do
You have to
Well,
make,
you
well,
have
you
to-
have to
you
make
wanna do it
some.
again?
You already did the
You already
motion,
did
so.
the-
Yeah, but it's all will comply.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's what I was gonna ask you to add, there's will comply with the technical concerns from the Knight Engineering May 19th, 2025 review, and will comply with the partial waivers asked for and requested in that same Knight Engineering review letter. There'll be a note on the plan about the shed.
A second,
Compliance with anything that the
and with the planning
planning
commission,
commission's
Right.
review.
and a second after that.
Second. Okay. Questions? More
And that's all we
comments?
have.
It's really.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye. All righty,
Thank you.
let's see.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah,
good job.
good.
Sorry I couldn't take up more time.
We only have 5 minutes to go.
I'm sorry you had to go through it.
I'll do a little tap dance if you.
Could you call or?
I know, let's see. Oops, I'm in
We got a
the
couple more
engineering
things.
letter, we don't want that.
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a great neighborhood.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
My wife used to drive Madeline around. She was one house up from you guys. Denise, what was her address?
John, that was when Joshua was 2.
It was 20 years ago. Yeah.
A couple years
Almost
now.
as old as the airport.
It's still a beautiful, yeah, it's still a beautiful neighborhood.
Thank you.
But you have really big trees there.
Thank you for
Have a
coming
good
in.
night. Thanks for
Take care.
Good night.
And so, we only have 4 minutes, but it's enough time to celebrate the dedication of a development.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And
And then manners items.
I am going to move that we approve the settlement agreement and the full and final mutual release between Buckingham Township and Orleans at Windsor Square Limited Partnership
Yep.
and Lexan Insurance Company, Township File SA 2001-03, and approve the agreement, acknowledgement receipt of funds and completion of development of Windsor Square, Township File SA 2001-03.
Second.
Questions? It's the most beautiful development. It's right up the street from my village.
Yep, and connects to me.
Oh, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wonderful. Thank you, Dana. Dana is the facilitator and peacekeeper.
Is she any manager items? I didn't see anything.
Nope, no manager,
Nothing?
no manager items.
No?
No?
Is that
Okay,
it? Cool. So
Well-
we'll just wait a couple minutes.
we have a few minutes.
Well, we can
We
leave.
Get them.
Leave.
them
Gavin's
set.
gonna come up
Okay.
and,
Oh. Okay,
see you, John.
Son of a.
yeah, Gavin has to come up. We gotta give Gavin our spots.
Yep, that's fine.
Well, I have a napkin here somewhere. You guys use my napkin.
Yeah, we go.
See why I say
No.
thank you.
SF4 Properties LLC, conditional use application number 2025-01, continued from the last hearing in April. Tonight is solely for the purpose of me to render a decision. The formal written decision will be issued within, I think we're at 15 days from tonight's meeting. I expect to have that out within the next few days. So for tonight's purposes, I'm just going to read the decision. The decision involves the motion to dismiss and the decision on the conditional use application. So with that said, I'm going to spend the next few minutes just sort of reading to everybody. So upon consideration of the findings of fact, conclusions of law, evidence, and testimony that were submitted at the previous hearings, the Buckingham Township's motion to dismiss the conditional use application of SF4 Properties LLC is denied. Further, upon consideration of the findings of fact, conclusions of law, evidence, and testimony heard and received during the hearings of this matter, the hearing officer hereby grants the applicant's request for conditional use pursuant to Article 5, Section 501B, Article 4, Section 405A10, and Article 35, Section 3500 of Buckingham Township zoning ordinance, subject to the following conditions. 1. The proposed accessory farm business use shall comply with and be conducted in accordance with the testimony, plans, exhibits, and evidence presented at the hearings on its application. 2. No events allowed under the accessory farm business use shall be advertised, promoted, or occur unless and until the applicant has received a permit for such events from the township in accordance with the zoning ordinance. 3. No permit to conduct an event or events under the accessory farm business use shall issue unless and until the applicant has complied with the following. A. The applicant has satisfied all requirements in the ordinance for the A10 accessory farm business use and obtained all required approvals or permits from any governmental agency having jurisdiction over the use or the use of the property. B. The applicant or any person or entity using the property for any use other than A1 general farming, A7 agricultural retail, or A8 accessory farm dwelling, including but not limited to the operations of any of the additional uses as defined herein, shall either apply for and obtain all required permits from the township or any other governmental body having jurisdiction over such uses of the property, or remove and discontinue such additional uses from the property. C. The injunction granted by the order of Judge Lewis dated March 21, 2024, as it relates to the prohibition against conducting festivals and carnivals, shall have been reversed, vacated, or otherwise no longer in effect. D. The applicant shall remove the large slide, stage, lighting, and fire pits located in the event area of the plan marked as Exhibit A2 from the property. If permitted by the township during the permit application process, lighting and a stage may be used on a temporary basis so long as it is removed within 1 week following the conclusion of an event. E. The applicant shall either remove from or receive permits for all other structures located within the event area of the plan marked as Exhibit A2. F. The applicant shall remove or receive permits for all outside storage of material on the property, including any outside storage associated with the additional uses. G. Unless the additional uses are approved and permitted, all signage associated with the additional uses shall be removed or otherwise comply with the ordinance and be permitted by the township. 4, the events shall comply with the terms of the conservation easement and any laws, ordinances, or regulations associated with the conservation easement and the use of the property. 5, the events shall not include any commercial amusements or any type of mechanical rides. 6, the events shall not include any bouncy houses or other inflatable amusements. 7, no third-party commercial food vendors, including food trucks, caterers, or other food service providers, shall be permitted during an event. All food served during events shall be cooked and prepared at the property by the applicant in accordance with all applicable laws, regulations, and ordinances. 8, no beer, wine, or other alcoholic beverages shall be provided or sold during any event. Applicant shall not allow any outside or third-party wineries, breweries, distilleries, or other alcoholic beverage providers at the property during events. 9, no nighttime hayrides shall be provided during any event. 10, except if a craft fair is permitted by the township pursuant to the A10 use, no outside businesses selling goods shall be permitted during an event. 11, the applicant and no other entities or individuals providing entertainment services such as petting zoos, body art, hot air balloon rides, princess and superhero appearances, or other similar entertainment shall be permitted during an event. 12, applicants shall not expand or materially alter the designated locations depicted on the plan identified as Exhibit A2 without first receiving approval from the township by either permit or a modification of this decision. 13, this decision does not waive any requirements of any other applicable township ordinances and regulations. An applicant's use of the property and all events proposed under the A10 use by applicant shall comply and remain in compliance with all federal, state, county, and township laws, regulations, ordinances, and codes. That's the decision. So as I said, a written decision will issue in 15 days, and you can explain to your respective clients how the appeal process works. That's it. Thank you. Meeting adjourned. You stop writing it?
No?
You're talking fast.
But you did talk quickly.
Did I?
I still listen to this. I'm sure I agree with that.
There, I'm going to adjourn the May 28th, 2025. I got a second. All in favor? Aye. Aye.